Good morning to you. Today's verse contains some ideas that I find very difficult to swallow. Firstly, am I deserving of God's wrath? And secondly, am I deserving of God's rescue from that wrath? That's what being justified by Jesus' blood is all about, God's loving rescue. Both concepts, amongst many other concepts flying around this sentence, are difficult ones to take on board, difficult ones for many people to believe. And personalities, depending on what personality we have, it will depend on which one we struggle with the most. Some of us are a bit perhaps Eeyore-ish and can't imagine how anyone, let alone God, could ever forgive us because I'm guilty. Others are a bit more self-assured and find it scandalous that God should judge us at all, because there's no way I'm guilty. Others of us just can't work out, well, how it works. I think at the heart of the dilemma is a truth that is largely hidden from a modern way of thinking, one of which I share, and many of us share in the West, and that is that as a human race we are intimately connected in profound and complete ways. I think that's one thing we're learning from this present crisis in which we're living through. An outbreak of a virus from a single source on the other side of the world has brought this country, indeed the world, to its knees. Every little interaction or interconnectedness has multiplied exponentially to affect us all. All of our usual divisions are just seemingly fabrications in the face of the fact that we are all one human race. We can't get away from it. We are intimately connected. What is true biologically and physically is also true, I think, in other realms of our lives. An example relevant for this verse is that we're morally connected as well. It's about literal and metaphorical DNA. Our attitudes and actions are shared by us all. We are mutually responsible for our collective wrongdoing, and that's difficult to take on board. Particularly as I know that I don't go to prison for things that other people do. Does that make me guilty of them? Well, in one sense, know the answer is no, but in other senses, we know that the answer is yes. We might not always be able to explain how it works, but we know it's true instinctively. Let me give you an example. Take colonialism. There's much about it in writing these days. Indigenous people had their land stolen by the West centuries ago. And over the last few decades, they have been asking for apologies from the West and reparations in one form or another. Is that right? How can we apologise today for the sins of others centuries ago? Well, in one sense, I guess we can't, but in another sense, we instinctively know that we can, that they are right. They are intimately connected. We are all intimately connected and mutually responsible. We know what it is to feel the shame for something that someone else has done. We bear responsibility in some way. It's a bit of a mystery to me. I can't explain it, but I can't also deny it. Another example, perhaps in a more positive way, might be helpful. Football, or any sport of your choice. You're in the stand cheering for your team. It's been a hard season, but things are starting to go well. You're playing your arch rivals, and despite an early goal against you, you've equalised just before half time. And now the final minute, and a beautiful hanging cross floating over the area has you on your feet. And your number 10 rises above the defenders and with a deftly placed head puts the ball in the back of the net. It's poetry, it's art, it's a goal. We won. Hang on, you didn't win. In fact, you didn't do anything. You just stood there. Now, I could make that point. I could explain the literal realities, but I wouldn't be heard. Yes, the players on the pitch did the business, but the fans claim the victory as their own. We did it. We won. And there's no use persuading them that they didn't do it. We all know it because we know it's true. The victory is theirs because of this mysterious interconnectedness with the players. 11 players on the field, but thousands win. There's a great prayer of St. Richard of Chichester, which starts with this phrase: Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you for all the benefits you have won for us. And as we approach Good Friday, we're going to contemplate the cross together. And on the cross, we will come face to face with the worst that humans can do. And we will realise painfully that we are all interconnected and bear the responsibility in some ways for the worst of humanity, in which we share to one degree or another. But in the same moment, we see one who represents us all, the best of humanity. And he dies to take away the worst that is in us and win for us life and hope and freedom to be fully and truly human. We weren't there, but Jesus was playing for us. And he says to us this Easter, come enjoy the victory. Come enjoy the benefits. And all we do is become a fan and shout songs of victory from the stands. And we say, thank you.